Hello, and in today's video, we're going to be making some fresh watermelon boba. To start out, I'm going to measure out about 3 tablespoons of fresh watermelon. I use the tablespoon kind of like a melon baller to measure this out. Now we're going to blend this up until it's entirely liquid. Once that's done, we can take this over to the stove, pour it into a pot on low heat, and add about 1 tablespoon of tapioca starch. Stir it in, make sure there's no clumps. If it clumps right away, that means your heat might have been too high. Stir it really well until it becomes nice and sticky before adding the rest of your tapioca starch. Then we're going to fold it in carefully till a nice dough forms. Now let's take this over to a work surface where we can knead it until smooth. If it's really sticky, just add more tapioca starch. Now from here, you could just shape it into balls, but I'm going to shape it like watermelon slices. Now a trick I like to use when I'm adding food coloring is I'll shape a giant version of what I'm trying to make, in this case a watermelon slice, and this will portion out the colors really well, so there's very limited wasted dough. Now this is portioned out, I'm going to color each section. I'll color the very bottom one with green, color the middle one with white, and white tends to cook clear, so I'll also use a little white luster dust. This is optional. Then I'll color this last part pink or red. One other trick I like to use is I like to add poppy seeds or chia seeds to the pink section. That way it looks like it has little watermelon seeds in it. Now that we have all of our colors sectioned out, let's go ahead and start making our individual watermelon slices. For this, I'm going to use kind of a polymer clay trick. And really what we're going to do is make a log of watermelons. So first thing I'm going to do is flatten out the green section. I'm going to get it pretty thin as it'll go without falling apart. Tapioca starch might be needed here so that it doesn't stick to the surface or your rolling pin. Next we're going to do the same thing with the white, because I'm going to want to have a green layer then a white layer. So roll it out to about the same size, and I am going to attach these two. The best way to do that is to brush on just a little bit of water, that way it'll stick. Now I'll attach the white and then we'll roll it out with the rolling pin just to make sure they are thoroughly attached. Here I'm just going to cut off any excess parts that don't have both the green and white. Now what we're going to do is we're going to roll the pink into a log, and then we're going to attach it to the white-green part that we have so we can roll it up to make that watermelon log. You can see I just put some water on there so it'll stick really well. Put the log in, and then I'm going to use my bench scraper to make sure it's not stuck to the cutting board. And we're just going to roll it over until both those green edges meet. Cut off any excess, you don't want it to double over on itself. Now I realized I probably should have made my green white into a rectangle because I had some missing pink patches, so I just added some excess, covered that up. This is optional, you could just cut it off. Now here's our watermelon log. What we're gonna do is kind of a polymer clay trick. We're gonna roll it out so it gets thinner and thinner and thinner. That way it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller while still retaining that shape. Once it's small enough, we're gonna cut off a slice and then take this slice and cut it in half, and now we have little watermelon wedges. You could also cut them into quarters or shape them however you really want to. Now we're gonna make a whole bunch of these. I'm just gonna skip through all the time I spent. I try to vary the sizes and shapes a little bit as I worked. Once you're done, add them into a bowl of some tapioca starch, shake it around so they don't stick to each other. Now we're gonna pour these into some boiling water. Let them start to float before we cover, lower the heat to a simmer, and cook covered for 10 minutes, then let rest in the pot off heat for 10 more minutes. I'm gonna drain and rinse these, and here's how they look. You can see the little seeds and everything. I wish I added a little more green food coloring, that's okay. Now for the drink, I'm gonna make a watermelon lemonade. Let's start by adding our boba in first, then some ice, then some lemonade. Then we'll also add in some pureed watermelon, and then just garnish with any extra watermelon that you have, either on the side or on a toothpick. I did both. Don't forget your boba straw, and let's take a look at how that boba looks. It turned out so cute. Now if you made it this far, I have to assume you're a fan of boba. Check out some of our other videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what would you like to see next. Thanks, bye.